Maddie. That's a whole other story. Her dad is half Italian, and I wanted a good Italian name, so I started looking at French names, and I ended up choosing Madeline Antoinette, and then Avi was Evelina Marie, and then I went to more earthy names. Stone's name his dad had picked out his whole life. We always knew if we had a boy it would be Stone, and I started to like the earthy names. So then we had River Scarlet and Slade Axel. But we were joking with the boys on the trip. We went to a spot on the ocean that had stumps, and so I told them if I have another boy I'm going to name him Stump, or if they're bad I'm going to change their name to Stump. So anyway, that was funny. But okay, so the drama with Avi. As soon as we got home from Target, so her and Stone have been having problems with fighting. Stone is autistic, and he has Asperger's, which is, the term's no longer used. Now they just say on the spectrum, but he's brilliant. He just has some sensory things where he gets agitated. But he was in a special classroom for almost 2 years, and he's learned to really control it with medication. But he does have trouble controlling his anger, and he also got car sick our whole way home from the beach. He was thrown up in the car for 4 hours. The way there he was fine, but the way home he was really sick. So anyway, he and Avi had a fight once. He pulled a knife out of a drawer, and nothing happened. He didn't stab her. We got it away from him right away. But basically, if y'all know Avi, you know she's pretty mouthy, and she's very opinionated. So it was almost like he was being pushed in a corner again and again and again. And he bit his tongue and bit his tongue, and then he snapped. So we addressed it with him, but Avi never really got over it. So then every time she gets mad at him now, she'll say, "What are you going to do? Pull a knife on me?" And yesterday we were in the kitchen cooking, and she started making fun of him. He couldn't even talk without her putting him down. And then I tell her, "Be nice. Y'all need to be nice." And then, of course, he pulls the knife up, and I took it away. I put it back in the drawer, and it turned into a huge yelling fight. Avi didn't think he got in trouble enough. She went to her room, and I have to make her go to her room so she doesn't upset the whole family. And then she went on Instagram and said that I'm probably going to take her phone or beat her, which has never happened. I have spanked her before, but I don't even like doing that. I mean, when you try to spank a teenager, it's like a fight. I usually have to have Sam help me hold her down. It hasn't happened in a long time, but one time I did try to spank her, and then she now says that I beat her. Today she left the house to run away, so I called the police and told them that she ran away. A policeman came to my house. I told him everything that happened, and he's like, "You know what, even if you left a bruise on her and you spanked her, that's not child abuse. You have to discipline your child." So now people are saying they're going to call CPS. You can call CPS. They've been to our house before. They usually tell the kids to be nice because they have, lots of anger things going on. I tried to take Avi to the hospital today, to a behavioral health center. She has begged me not to take her. I don't know if I'm going to take her. No, I don't know what to do. The hospital we have, their adolescence program, is in Arlington, and they were just on the news 2 days ago because they're full of coronavirus patients. So that's really scary, and that's the only place I know to take her. She definitely needs some medicine or something to help her control her temper. I'm going to read some of the questions. I think I've addressed it pretty much. But yeah, we actually have an open case right now with CPS because of Everleave. They've interviewed all the kids. The lady came by the other day, and I'm like, "Hey kids, come down. She needs to take your picture." Everybody comes right down. I have nothing to hide. What are the questions? Avi has not been diagnosed with mental health issues. She is now seeing a therapist, though. We're trying to get to it. They think they know what might be wrong, but we're not sure yet. I did take her phone away last night. She got her own phone and logged in again. And I think there's a lot of problems right now. One of my biggest mistakes I've made that I'm trying to correct is I've let the kids get on their phones too much, and they get on social media. Well, Avi gets on social media a lot, and she reads a lot of political stuff, and I think she's just brainwashed herself with all this information, and she has a lot of hate in her heart, and I don't really know how to turn it around. I don't know who Tiffany is. Oh, Tiffany is the CPS lady. Our case is still open. The only reason it's still open is because the other side of the family hasn't talked to her. She texted me yesterday and left me a voicemail on how she can get in touch with them so she can close the case. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hate taking things public, but the accusations are too much sometimes. I mean, like I said, I don't go on the opinion pages. They're negative. I try to stay positive. And we have a lot going on in our house for me to just sit there reading opinion pages. So I just have to answer to myself and my family and pray about it, and people, can do what they want with that. I know forever growing up, people would always say, just be yourself, be yourself. And I never realized how much that meant until now that I'm older. It's like all I can do is be myself. And Avi came back. Maddie knew where she was, and Maddie went and picked her up. She's at home now. You can pray for us. I'm trying to answer these questions. Oh, I'll save my live. I don't know. I don't want to repeat everything. I'm like on the verge of tears. Yeah, very dramatic. I mean, and I love Avi. I don't want to talk bad about her, but anyone who knows her knows that she has it out with people. Like, she will interrupt you, she'll put you down, she'll tell you she's horrible, and she will be heard. Why did I screenshot conversations on her phone? Oh, because I had to send them to my phone, because whenever we get into arguments, she'll say she never said those things. That's what she did to me this afternoon. She says I never said those things, and so I'll have to show her where she did. And we have cameras all over her house. Actually, what I did today when I went in to talk to her is I took the camera with me and set it down and just said, I'm going to record this just so you can see how quickly you get out of control. I will tell Maddie that you said hi. I didn't see anything that was rude. Yeah, it's hard to be a mom. Actually, okay, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, I guess if you don't understand, you don't understand. I mean, Avi has bullied and bullied and bullied, and just, you bully to a point that someone explodes. She locked him out of the bathroom at her dad's house. Her dad had just left for work. She locked him out of the bathroom. There was only one bathroom because their dad locks the other door to his bedroom when he leaves. She wouldn't let him in the bathroom, and he had to go poop. I don't know, I'm not going to go all over that one, but he just snapped, and I did talk to him about it. But the problem is she's running around the house screaming and cussing all the time, and it's not a healthy way to live in a family. And Stone actually keeps his cool for the most part. I mean, I have the video. I showed it to her today. I'm like, he was keeping his cool. You pushed him and pushed him. But, yeah. What did that say? I don't know. I can't read these fast enough. But a little background story about our family. So, they're Avi, Maddie, Stone, and River, they have the same dad. He is bipolar, and like manic bipolar. A year after we got married is when I found out that he was bipolar. He had to be hospitalized, and his psychiatrist told me that usually it comes from the mother, and our kids probably wouldn't have anything because it usually runs when the mother has it and not when the dad has it. And the older they get, the more we realize that, I know it's not funny, I shouldn't laugh, but the more we realize that he was wrong, I mean, we still would have had kids, and we still love them, even though, but I've just had really hurtful comments like, oh, you knew he was bipolar, but you still had 4 kids, and I mean, those things are really hurtful when you say stuff like that, like, oh, you're stupid, basically. Oh, is Maddie on? Someone said yes, Maddie. I didn't see it. Maddie, I'm scrolling through comments. Uploading tonight, yeah. So while all this is going on, Maddie's like, can I edit now? Can I edit now? And we're just falling apart. So yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with Avi. She has been talking to a therapist. I talked to her. I mean, like I said, y'all want to call CPS, you can call CPS. They've been to our house. Stone actually freaked out at school once, and CPS came to our house when he was in, I think, 2nd grade. Yeah. He got mad at me for taking him to school, and in the car pickup line, he pointed at me and told everyone I was a child abuser, when I don't think he'd ever even been spanked, ever. Where's Matt? Oh, Maddie's going to do her video with Allie. Maddie's not a bully. Who said Maddie was a bully? Maddie's not a bully. Oh, you're bipolar from your father's side, too. Yeah, I don't want anyone to come after Avi. I just, like I said, I just thought I would clear this one up right away, just nip it in the bud. And it's really hard with the epidemic, the pandemic and everything. I mean, we're told not to go anywhere, and River and Stone, actually, they're afraid to go places. They wanted to stay home. Like, this is the first time they've really been out. They're so afraid of everything, and people are at home kind of, getting depressed and going crazy, and right when we need others, we're supposed to stay home and do it on our own. Thank you. Yeah, I try not to let the comments get to me. I don't go on the opinion pages very much. When I did, it's really hurtful. I mean, I try to focus on positive things. Avi may have just exploded because she just spent 5 nights at her grandma's house, and they're all politically, they're totally opposite of her. So I'm sure that was hard. Has Avi self-harmed? I don't think Avi's ever self-harmed. Who's Tiffany? I don't know who that is. I've seen comments about Tiffany. Yeah, we wear our mask. We're not anti-mask. We wear our mask. Slate messes with his so much, it defeats the purpose of wearing it. He used to always wear a mask, but I haven't had him wear it all the time yet, just until he learns to not put his hands on his face. I mean, he's 4, like, it's hard. I mean, Maddie wasn't even allowed to touch doorknobs until she was probably in school. I was a germaphobe when she was little. She wasn't allowed to drink from the water fountain at school. Other moms would tell me when she did, and I'm not like that anymore, but did you read all of my messages, Leisha? No, I didn't read all of your messages. I did screenshot one that Avi sent to you, a really long one. She told me today it was old. I have no way of knowing that was true. Yeah, with your first kid, you're a huge germaphobe. Oh, thank you. I have sunglasses, huge sunglasses on. So, a funny story, a policeman keeps driving by, and I'm wondering if it's the one that I talked to today when he came by the house. Avi does not have opposite political opinions of me. I can see both sides of almost every story. I think that's being a mom. I usually vote for the person who I think is going to be better for our country at that time. I've voted Democrat, and I've also voted Republican. I've gone both ways. I think the balance of our country is what makes it a great country. I think the fact that Democrats and Republicans can go into a room and reach a decision together, I think that's what makes our country great, that we can listen to each other and that we can decide together what's best for our country. I'm not going to say who I didn't even tell the kids who I voted for till a long time after the election. But yeah, I don't like to talk politics too much. Maddie says I go both ways too, just not politically. One half of the family is from Seattle. They're all very liberal. The other half is from Texas, and they're all very Republican. So my Facebook news feed is usually just mixed. Like, one person will post the rebel flag and how they believe in all of it, and the other person will post from Seattle how we should always be open to others' opinions and not ever do anything to offend others. And I mean, I can see both sides of a lot of things. Like, I know my mother will tell you all lives matter again and again, because she believes in her heart that that's the best way to believe, and she doesn't understand the other. If she understood it, I'm sure she would believe that way. It's just all a part of how we were raised and what we understand. Okay, I'm about to get off. I'm gonna see. Maddie, I haven't even read all these, Maddie. Okay, I think I've cleared up everything I want to say. I'll probably watch this back and want to delete it, but I'm gonna leave it up for a little while. Any other juicy questions? Who's Maddie? Come on. I will read your DM. Oh, thank you. Does Maddie has a new boyfriend, and I like him so far. I usually don't like her boyfriends, and this one, he seems really sweet. I don't know if Maddie would like it if I told you one of my favorite things about him, so I won't. I don't want to embarrass Maddie. No, you don't. Everly, yes, she calls me Gumball or Ball. Do I get hate a lot in public? No, I don't ever. No one ever says anything to me in public. Maddie and the chicken nuggets. I don't know what that means. Already about the boyfriend. Tell you what I like about him. I don't even know if he's officially our boyfriend. Someone commented on him sitting on her bed, but Maddie's room's a mess, and sometimes that's the only place to sit. We got back from a trip, but we do have an open door policy where she has to leave her door open. We also have a blanket rule to where they're not allowed to be under the same blanket. But I don't really worry about that with this boy. That's what I like about him. Is that it? Yeah, I don't, like I said, you're saying she moves on quick, but I don't know if it's her boyfriend. And people talk about her introducing Everly, but she has Everly all the time. I mean, she has friends, and I think when Everly sees Maddie with boys, it's just like she thinks it's another friend. It's not like she's doing anything she shouldn't be doing in front of Everly. She made a video about not dating. Yeah, she changes her mind a lot. Did y'all have the same rule? Yes, we had the same rules. No, we didn't have the blanket rule with Isaac, but she did have to leave her door open. And I had no idea that was going on with Isaac. I used to yell stuff up the stairs just to give him a hard time. I had no idea they were actually doing anything. But I liked Isaac when they were dating. I thought he was really cool. He was really sweet. I still like Isaac. I think of him like just one of my kids. Like, they do stuff wrong and we forgive. Okay, I'm gonna get off. You guys are really nice. I'm glad I didn't see all the mean comments. I saw a lot of nice ones. Yeah, Everly's awesome. I love her like she's my daughter. She's just as dramatic as the other girls, so. Oh yeah, she doesn't introduce anyone as a father. Oh, all right. Thanks, guys. I'm glad. I just wanted to clear that up. I didn't want y'all to think that I'm a like child abuser or anything like that. Like, my gosh, Maddie didn't even get spanked. I was anti-spanking forever. Maddie got spanked when she was, I think, 8 or 9 years old, and it was because she was sitting in front of the oven, and the other kids kept following her into the kitchen and sitting in front of the oven. And every time I would get her out of the kitchen, she would go back and sit in front of the oven, and she would sass mouth me. So I told her she was going to get spanked, and then I patted her on the bottom a couple of times with my hand, and that was horrible for her. It was a safety thing, though. I didn't want him to open the oven and get hurt. Yeah, but the policeman that came by today, I have it on my doorbell cam. I was going to show it to AV, but he was like, hey, you can spank your kids if you want to spank your kids. If you leave a bruise on them, you leave a bruise on them. They have to listen to you. They can't just be out of control. You need to deal with them now, or I'm going to be dealing with them later. All right, bye, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to go home and help Maddie with Everly so she can edit her video. She would rather see her. She's a lot prettier. Good night, y'all. Thank you.